Building downtown. Building downtown.
Hey, yo, this is the Building Downtown, and if you don't know the name, you will learn a name by the time we are done this show. You can follow the show on social media at the Building DT. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast from, all major platforms. And our guest tonight, see, he's switching things up. This is where you might learn a new name, and it's a name you're gonna have to learn because it's confusing people, but it's rebranding. It's Family Man Hayes. Family Man Hayes. Repeat that ever with me. Family Man Hayes.
Hey.
Family Man Hayes. How you doing tonight, my man?
What's going on, man?
What's good, man? Family Man Hayes with my family man shades. How y'all feeling?
Family Man Hayes. So rebranding, that has been a big thing going, leading up to round one of the South. What went into that? Like, why did you switch up names, rebrand? I gotta believe it's not just for that battle against Brixx.
Nah, man. I actually retired, man. I retired about 8 months ago, like back in January. And I really was walking away. I really didn't feel that I was appreciated at a certain level. And it seemed like everything I was doing that was positive was just looked over, skipped over. So I just walked away. And then about a couple weeks ago, Direct hit me, say he got a tournament for $50,000. I said, what? For $50,000? I said, who you got? But he started explaining everything to me. Gave me all the information. I'm like, well, fuck it, I'd do it, but I gotta do shit different. Like I want to start from scratch. I want to build a brand new fan base, one fan at a time. And I want people to really be able to see me for my skill, and see me for me. And I talked to them. They try to talk me out of it. And then I was like, nah, I want to do it. I want to do it from scratch. I want to start up from one fan to hopefully 1 million, man. But I'm just starting everything from scratch. So I'm gonna work my way up.
Yeah, and like you touched on there, you said that you felt like you weren't appreciated. You've been dope. I've been following battle rap for a very long time, right? So it's not like I'm unfamiliar with you. You've been dope, but there was that thing where you say you feel underappreciated. Some people don't pick up on people, but they don't have a gimmick or they don't have whatever's going on or what doesn't attract them to it. So with this, is that kind of like, I don't mean a gimmick in a bad way, but this whole Family Man Hayes thing, like you're saying, starting from the beginning, rebranding, everything like that. So do you have like a marketing scheme that you're going to run with here?
No, I really don't. Like my thing is I'm a family man. Like I was really on the couch with the babies watching shit. And it's like I'm a grown man now, and people don't see me for that. And I realize that like I'm not a lot of your favorite rappers, favorite battle rappers, you relate to them. They have some kind of story that you relate to, not past their bars, past their personality. You relate to them somehow. And I was at a point in my career, I didn't relate to anybody. I was a fucking teenage star, if you will. And that's all people knew me for. And my attitude and tour shit and how I acted, but nobody took the time to figure out why I felt the way I was, why I was in the place I was. And then my skill level started to be overlooked. And I finally seen it for what it was. It took me a long. I found once I got away from it and I really sat down and was able to review everything, I finally got to get it. I think when I battled Arsenal, I think that was the turning point for me. Because when I left that battle, I felt like I smoked his boot. Like I really felt like I that was a great battle for me. But I didn't get that same feedback. When I came back, they said it was debatable, and I said, debatable? What? And I had to read through the comments, read through the perception, read through everything, and it's like, okay, it's deeper than my bars, and I'll never get past that, never. And it's like, I start really thinking about it. Like, my last 5 battles have been crazy. Like I battled DNA, K Shine, Bonnie Godiva, Arsenal, all of them, and it was all great performances. But my stock didn't rise at all.
Yeah.
But I really like, okay, am I missing something? So it was like I really took a time out, sat, thought about it, and then really dug into shit. And it's like, okay, I gotta change something. Like, why I keep doing the same thing? Like I've been rapping this way. I haven't changed how I rap. But if you notice, it's a whole different perception right now.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, it's different. Like I read through the comments, and it's like, I got to switch something up, and that's my main thing. I got to change things. I got to change things from what they were. And I don't know if it's people holding on things from years ago, and or holding on a perception of me from years ago. But I realized that nobody really know me. Nobody know me.
All right,
All
right, number one dad. There's a whole lot to unpack there, from changing your name, which we're going to run this back to for a hot second, to your bars, to Bonnie Godiva, to you just fucked up my entire list of planning here because I'm a planner. but anyway, on a side note, I cannot help but mention that, like, you have said bet like 3 times to me. I say it too, and I feel like nobody else does. And I was like, are we old? I don't hear people saying that. Is that a thing? Are we old?
Yeah, we old.
Okay. Now you're old.
We have a old.
Okay. No, but we'll run it back to the name thing real quick just for a minute. But there were 2 points I wanted to make on that. I did find it funny for me, probably not funny for you, that you clearly went out of your way to like make this new designation. And even then, King of the Dot, the brackets, like it was still like, Hayes, the family man, no matter how many times you were like, no. So that's more of an observation than a question. But the question is that, because I'm still seeing it online, how many people at this point, since it's been longer than, your battle, how many people do you still get going, wait, Saya?
A lot.
Hayes, I see you. I got you. Like, how many times do you get that a day?
I get it a lot. I'll be reading the comments. I was watching. I don't know if you guys watched the face off today. And they played a clip, and a lot of people said, "Hey, who is that Hayes guy?" It was like, and I just laugh. I mean, because my thing is, y'all can see me for my skill. That's all I want. I came into the tournament like I want them to be like, I don't know who the fuck that family man dude is, but he's fucking crazy. That's all I want. That was my whole goal.
I mean, okay. So you just said twice in like 0.2 seconds that you'd be reading comments, right? So So we had So Severe on recently, and but prior to having him on, I may or may not have said, and I mean I've said like a motherfucker, and I stand by this, on a recap show, that based on that day's performances, if the next battle goes the same way that day did, that Trez was gonna wash So Severe. And of course, like, so we have him on, right? And like everybody's busting my balls, but I said what I said, and I stand by that. For you, you're sitting here reading comments. Do they make you feel any type of way? Do you get entertainment out of that? Do you get like inspiration? Like you feel like that's feedback? Like how do you feel when somebody like kind of shits on you?
I love it. I love it at this point. Because, and I love it when they try to shit on the flip side, and then I see things change, like, oh, that bar was crazy. Oh, and it's like, okay, we get somewhere. And I was able to read some of the comments, and it was like some of them was coming in like, man, who is this guy, man? This shit gonna be terrible. And then they like, oh, he's crazy. This shit nice. And I'm like, it made me feel appreciated. It made me feel like I feel like I'm in a much better place than I was. So I've been definitely taking it a step at a time, and I like the place I'm in right now.
Is there anything that bothers you? Like if it was like a Diz or a Thesaurus or an Organic or somebody that's like in the shit that has like something that you might care about that you hear, does that bother you? Or
No. I mean, we've been in battle rap for years on years on years. Like, we watch battles, we have thoughts, we have comments. I mean, I did notice when Thesaurus shouted out Brixx the week before I battled him, and I'm like, oh shit, they shot out Brixx, like, oh shit, what we got going on? But besides that, no, like they will have their words, and if we hop in the ring, that those comments are gonna come back up. And that's just more fuel for me to write on, and it's definitely fuel for me. Like, Brixx said some shit online before our battle that gave me some fuel. Like, it gave me a lot of fuel.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, look, anybody can say what they want, but I didn't hear anybody else with some bad boys bars.
Johnny Tapia.
Too. That's the funniest shit.
Dude, that's my shit right there. I literally messaged Jason immediately and was like, bruh, this is over. It's over. We good. I mean,
yeah, that was like, Brixx was one of my that was one of the ones that I knew was gonna go to the wire. He's punch for punch, and like I said, he's one of the best writers in the game. So I knew that he was gonna have some shit for me. And if he didn't change up his third like that, it might have been a lot closer. But he made a decision to change up, and I understand. I respect his decision. And it played out that way, but it made the judging a lot different. And then I've learned from it now, so I got to come with a full complete 3 rounds now.
I mean, I think we can all agree that the judging was much better than the judging the week prior, though. Correct?
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. I mean, it took a long time. Don't get it wrong. But they did a good job breaking down the decisions, letting us know what's what, why, and all that. So I liked it. I liked it a lot.
All right. So, and I don't want to spend a ton of time on this because I feel like at this point it's kind of old news and whatever. But you talking about your bars. You know, you had I got to prove avocado right and prove sun dirty, right?
What, say that one more time?
I got to prove avocado right and prove sun dirty. Right?
Yeah.
So my question is, like, obviously that's been a big deal in the last, month and a half, or it's kind of died out a little bit, I guess. But like, do you feel any type of way about that? Or was that just like something that you were like, that's relevant, I'm going to put it in there?
I mean, it was a relevant bar is why it went in there. I don't know avocado. Like, my first time, like, a lot of these battle rappers know avocado, and they've been around him, and they're, I guess, friends with him and been in the culture with him and stuff like that. For me, I never knew him. Like, my first time meeting him was at the battle. So it was just a relevant bar I overheard. So I have no ill feelings towards him or something, nothing like that. I was able to see the video that got posted. Definitely wasn't the best look for him.
Facts.
I seen he tried to apologize for it, and he said he's not that type of person. But like I said, I don't know much. So it's hard for me to comment on that. But the actual video wasn't a good look for him.
No, that's putting it nicely. But was there any type of vibe in the building? I mean, it seems like for the most part everybody's pretty chill with him, and it's the online fans that have the big problem.
I mean, like I said, I don't really know him that well. And I mean, he was just there recording the battles. And that's all I knew of him. So I didn't really have no conversations with him. People talked to him, and he seemed standard. So I didn't think there was any tension between him and anybody in the building from what I seen.
All right, bet. So you know, we're gonna also go forward from here, and like we want to talk about who you think, you know, XYZ and other brackets. But since we're talking about that event when you were there, you know, let's move into like that night. Like, first of all, like my big question was, and I've had this question with other people, you've battled a number of people that ended up in these brackets, right? Like Trez, Scotty, Bonnie, Zay. Like, yeah. When you saw all this, right, were you like, damn, like no rematches, please, I don't want to write for them again? or were you like indifferent?
I really didn't look deep into it. I was just like, I asked the rec who he got for me. I run it. And I just hit the paper because they kind of told me last minute. I had like 11 or 12 days to write. So as soon as they gave me the name Brixx, I'm like, oh shit, all right, cool. I got to lock in real fast. So I didn't really have a chance to look at the brackets. Like my first, like watching the shit today, I'm starting to see who else is in the tournament. So I really didn't have any. I seen the West Coast shit, but besides that, I didn't really know. I seen Chef in there. I seen Zay in there. So if I do have to see them, that shit gonna be a bar fest. But I like that it's a lot of competition. It's a lot of competition, and everybody coming in with their own personal skill set. So it's a lot of competition. I like it.
So, all right. So you had 11 days. Obviously, that was more than enough for you in this case. Does the turnaround time now moving forward, assuming you continue moving forward after your next one, does the 4-week turnaround time bother you, or?
How many weeks turnaround?
Well, it's what? 4 weeks. So you got a month between each battle, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, for right now.
Oh yeah, I hopefully it stays this way. I'm loving the 4 weeks. Like the Brixx shit. Oh man, I was nervous as hell. Right before the battle, I walked around the building like a good 4-5 times going over my rounds. Because I just knew I was gonna fuck them shits up. I knew I was gonna fuck them shits up. I was shook. Like I was really, because I usually have more time to prepare. So I thought I went into the battle thinking I was gonna fuck up. Like I really did. So I spit my shit like right before they called us up. I spit my shit again. And I had John in the corner, nigga. I was spitting in that nigga to make sure I can get through it. And then they called me up and I went through it. But this time with 4 weeks, like I'm enjoying it, man. Like I have time to really sit down, formulate some shit, plan some shit out, and really put some shit together. So I'm really looking forward to this next one.
Oh, so okay. So speaking of the next one, let's talk about your next one, and then let's move on to the Grand Prix in general. So you have Clone next, right? So we may be having him on soon as well. You got any shit to talk? Because we're here for it.
Nah, I ain't got no shit to talk. So I'm gonna go there, get my best performance, and try to advance to the tournament.
Hey, your face off says differently. Don't fuck with me now.
On the face off,
man.
On the face off part of it. Sorry, man. I was just gonna stick in with a quick question. On the face off part of it, you came in wearing a shirt that you're a Brixx #1 fan, right, and all that stuff. I mean, your part and all that. All of that was entertaining, right? But I was gonna ask. It's entertaining to watch, say, UFC fighters or boxers talk shit before a fight, right? Because they're going to get into the ring and swing it out. There's going to be no more words. How do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to have people talking before the battle? And how do you like that format? Like, how do you?
I mean, it's a good idea. I like the face-off aspect of it. For me, that was my first face-off I've ever had. And I always died to do it because I knew I was going to be on some bullshit. So I had a ball at the face-off. I'm gonna have a ball at the next face-off. But it gives you a chance to get in front of your opponent, see how they feel, see their confidence level, and all that good stuff. And it gave me a chance to see what if I was right about Brixx. He gave me what I thought he was gonna give. He was gonna give me his standard Brixx. He's gonna have some punches line. He's gonna have the punches for the battle. It'd be standard Brixx. I figured that much. But the face off helped me get a feel for him. And then Clone gonna have some shit. And I'm pretty sure that boy gonna be ready. He got some shit. So that next battle gonna be crazy.
So wait, like I've been talking this whole time, so I'm gonna let them talk. But do you happen to be an MMA fan? Do you like UFC type shit?
I fuck with MMA, but I'm not really, I won't say a fan because I don't really know the fighters and all that. So I'll watch a fight. But no, I'm not a huge fan of it.
So I don't know how long you've been watching, but like, do you know who Chael Sonnen is?
Nah.
Bro, He's the most massive shit fighter. He's the biggest gaslighter in the entire fucking organization. And like your face off was like big time Shale vibes. Like I'll send you a video or something after this. You're gonna laugh your ass off when you realize why I said that.
Yes.
Did you guys-
I can
you guys like
confirm
that
that. I even said that to Amy. I was like, I said that Hayes has been the best through all these face-offs because even
No, he didn't say Hayes. He said Family Man.
You were the best one. They seem out of their element. A lot of these battlers in it. Head Ice was decent tonight during the face-off, but I expected that from him. But they just seem out of their element. You came in and turned it into something very, 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 very fun.
I liked it.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. And like Kirill mentioned too, but you wearing the shirt and obviously you had the hat on and everything. Another thing Kirill touched on in past shows though is you guys, your fight is talking to each other. So why the fuck do we want to watch you talk to each other first? But you did it right. Do you feel like that in that element, like you feel good? Because most of them, like I said, they did a terrible job. It's like they're battling but forgot their material, and then you know what I mean. They don't want to say too much because they have the battle coming up and everything. But you had such a fucking good time with it. I mean, it's so entertaining. Do you feel in your element doing that shit?
Oh yeah, I was dying. I've been talking about it for years. Like I always want to do a face off. I know I'm being some bullshit, but it's a double-sided edge to it though, because if you come off too cocky and too like you about to kill the next person, you might turn off the viewers, or people might be wanting to see you lose and all that good stuff. So it is an edge that you don't want to cross. But on the other side of that, you want it to be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And you want people to want to see the battle. So it's hard. I mean, but I just go out there to be myself, and that was my thing. Like I'm gonna go out there to be myself because over the years I haven't given people that side of me. Like it's always been serious. I'm going in here. I'm coming to knock your head off. I'm gonna bar you to death. It's gonna be a rap, but that's all you known of me. And I'm like, let me switch it up a little bit, man. Let me have fun with it. And that's when I first started my bars off. Like, it's about time I have a little fun with battle rap, purposely. And that's really where I'm at. Like, it's that time to have fun with this, and I'm back to get everything I felt that is owed to me.
Yeah, you can see that coming out of you. You can see that you're there. You're having a good time. You're enjoying it, which is very good to see. Battling earlier in the night on Sunday, the last battle was Clone and Carter Deems. Carter Deems, I mean, how can you not love him? But he shit the bed big time that night. Being there, standing there, watching that, like, what was going through your head watching him fucking fall apart?
I mean, Carter, my dude. Like I said, I ain't say it, but we came up together in Grind Time, Georgia. So I met him before. We cool. So before the battle, when I was outside going over my rounds, I seen him outside in the corner going over his rounds. He was pacing back and forth. We talked. He was like, "Hey, man, it's hard. This is hard to do in 3 days," and he was trying to get his material down. So I already knew how he felt going into it. And then he's already a freestyler.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might have played against him a little bit. So when he felt like some words slipping, he went straight into freestyle, and I think that's what was probably what was the issue. But who knows? But he tried, and it didn't go as well, and Clone took full advantage. But I mean, it's 3 days prep, bro. Like it's not like you can't even be mad at him. Like it's more a big up to Clone to pull something like that off in 3 days. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't even know where I'm walking my dogs 3 days in advance. Get the fuck out, man.
Like I couldn't do it. Like I might have been something I would have to turn down. Like I can't do that in 3 days. Hell no. Like that's not ooh. Like you got to write the material and memorize it. And that's like that's a lot.
And a lot of people too said they questioned how much Clone already had prepped for Oops, but just switched the name from Oops to Carter, Oops to Deems. It's like, fuck no, man. That is all material for Carter. You know what I mean? So big ups to Clone 3 days notice too.
Yeah, that was fire. It's hats off for him to pull that off. So a huge hats off.
Look how nice you're being right now. I love this. We'll talk to you in a few weeks.
yeah, it's gonna be probably a little different at the face off. But real similar stuff, man. I'm real straightforward with how I feel. So it's real hats off for the performance he pulled off with Carter Dean. Not too many people could have did that.
No shit.
But I'm definitely trying to make the whole room go dark when he see me. So we gonna talk about a lot of stuff.
I like that. That's a lot of fun. That's a hell of a lot of fun. Here's a random ass question for you. 106 & Park. What was that like? Because I mean, you must know as a battle rap fan, person who's involved in it, whatever it may be. There's a different level of respect for the grind times, the KOTDs, the URLs, as opposed to 106 & Park, right?
Correct.
Right. Correct. So. What was that experience like, and what did you take from it? Is it an accomplishment you're proud of? Like,
it's one of my huge accomplishments, and it's one of the reasons that I didn't really make the best introduction into the YouTube culture, and I think that's where it all started. Like 106 was huge for me. Like we talking about views. We doing 1 million views every Friday. Like it was
that old man. Okay. Okay.
It was crazy.
Oh, nope.
Plane tickets, because I was flying back and forth from Georgia. So I bought 5 plane tickets. Like I was gonna take the whole thing. Like my whole mind was on taking the whole thing, and I didn't plan to lose. And I went up there. The energy level, the nerves, everything different when you on live television. Then you meeting all these celebrities, all these people know you. Like they had Santana in there. He in there going crazy over me. Like, man, put him back on. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. And it's like I got home. I'm walking through malls, people knowing me, people sending me all type of DM. Like it's a whole nother world. Mm-hmm. And that's probably like one of the biggest moments of my rap career.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done. Keep going.
No, like it was one of the biggest moments of my rap career. And then especially when the tournament and they came down and like videotaped my whole lifestyle. I had my son on national TV and all. Like it was crazy. We got a radio station down here, the 107.9 and all that. They had me plastered all over that. So it was huge. It was huge. So when it was all over, like I had the fame side of things. So at that point, it was like, okay, what else do I want to do right now? So I started playing with the songs and the music and all that. But my passion was always battle rap. Like I always had a passion for battle rap. And then that's when Underground was popping, YouTube, Grind Time, URL was just coming out. And I'm like, well, let me try my hand at this because it's a branch off from what I'm doing. And then when I try to step into culture, that's when you had, I think Hollow the Don was still coming out. Conceited was running the West up in the jungle with Brixx and the Sons, and Smack DVD was in the Smack DVD. URL didn't really start yet.
No.
So I heard Grind Time Georgia was coming to Georgia. And then I hit up John like, yo, what you trying to do? I think he said, what you trying to do? So me and him chopped it up, and we said we gonna hop in it. And then I hopped in Grind Time Georgia, and then but I was heavy coming off my 106 shit. So my first battle was crazy, and it was like they was raving me when it all started. I battled a couple times, and then Grind Time Georgia was basically my world. And for me, okay, you got Conceited in the West. I think you had DNA and them start coming out in the North. a couple people in Florida, and I'm like, well, bring them down here. Like, we like bring them on through. That's when that all started, and I guess they didn't look at it that way.
Well, they didn't want to fuck with the Atlanta family. Y'all so tight knit down there, so.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, we like, what's up? Like, y'all the best in y'all region in the West. Y'all the best in y'all region in the North. Come see us in the South. And I was vocal. I was extremely vocal, telling everybody what's up. And it didn't. Yeah, I was ready, and my mouth was crazy. I was a kid, man. So, it didn't land that well for me. Mm-hmm. And they felt like the audacity of this kid to be calling out our greats and our favorites to come down and see him in Georgia.
How dare you?
And that's how I was treated. And then that started the narrative that I was basically doing too much, and and that's what started that wave. And it was never let down. Mm-hmm. Even years past, it was never let down. So I've learned from the past, and learn from mistakes, and learn how I wanna move in my direction. Mm-hmm. But it was a learning experience. It was definitely a learning experience for me.
Nice. And 106 in Park, as much as I said before, they don't get the respect like the leagues, organizations I've mentioned, ones that have came and gone over the years that are still here. But some legit names went through that motherfucker, okay? So I'm assuming you're going to say you're the best one that went through there, right? Now, aside from you, who are some of the guys that went through there that, think did an incredible job or went on to be legit battle rappers? For me, I was always big on Poster Boy. I really liked him. I wish his career would have materialized into more, but I know a lot of people are big on Jin. Immortal Technique went through there. Mm-hmm. I think Bishop Agrante went through there. Who are some of the names that, you think did justice to battle rap by going through there?
My man Bones Brigante went through there. Jin went through there. My man Blind Fury went, but he ain't done the battle rap, but he went through there. Loaded Lux went through.
Yes, I forgot about that.
I want to say Hollow went through. I think Hollow went through.
Did he?
I think Hollow the Dawn went on there. John went on there too. John went on there a little later. So a lot of them have touched that stage. I kind of did it in a different matter. But they're more was into the YouTube side of it. Me, I started with the 106, then I went to YouTube, and I think that's the bigger difference. And I couldn't live it down. And they like 106 is more for the younger crowd. Them little lunchroom punchlines, like little punches. Yeah, it's softer. I mean, you still gotta have a lot of bar skill, charisma, but it's for a softer crowd. And then your hardcore lyricists and rappers, they don't look at it as the same. So my accomplishment might look like something they don't respect. So that was one of my things, because I've always felt that I'm versatile. I can give you lunchroom punchlines. I can give you street punchlines. I can give you grown-up punchlines. I can give you whatever you're looking for, whatever the crowd needs. So, and I felt like that was a plus with my skill set. But I'm just at this point in my career, I'm using that all to my advantage. I want you to see how far my skill set really goes, and that's what I'm trying to show right now.
With this Twitch thing that's going on, there's certain words that are not allowed to be said, and like you said, 106 in Park, there's a lot of words you can't say. Do you find that as a fun challenge, something you can take head on, or do you find it restricts your creative ability?
You talking about just 106?
No, well, yeah. I'm saying like being restricted to that, or like the Twitch thing, or whatever it is. When you're restricted, when you can't say.
Wait. Let me interrupt here, though. Like, as somebody who had to participate in the event that was streamed on Twitch, how specifically were you told what the rules were as far as Twitch on streaming and verbiage, words, topics, etc., you could or couldn't say. Because from what all of us who weren't at the event or participating in the event saw, it seemed like there were three main ones. And they were, reasonable, but, there were other people that were like, censorship, what the fuck, right? But, like, did you feel like that was like a stumbling block for you? Like, there were a lot of people that were like, Diz can't say the F word. Oh, shit, he can't battle. You know what I mean? So, like, that's kind of where we're going. Is that, like, did you go, oh, my God, they're telling us things we can't say? Or were you like, that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Get any rule book, to be honest with you. Like, what I heard, and I think that was from the chat. Like, you don't want to say any, like, racial things, but besides that, I think it was no holds barred. They didn't give me any rule book of what I can't say or do.
Oh, well, okay, so maybe it was extrapolated out, but there were rules that, like, many people were talking about. Like, you couldn't say the N-word with a hard R. You couldn't say, how is Thesaurus putting it? The British word for cigarette, which is where, Diz might stumble. And I don't know. Like, I don't have a problem with words, like, in art forms. I do have a big problem with words in normal communications. But that was kind of like a thing amongst the fan base that was like, you can't censor battle rap. It's not battle rap. And I'm like, bruh, if you can't say two words and that kills all your rounds, you don't have the creativity to be that successful here.
Yeah, I mean, from what I heard, it's wide open. I mean, the N-word with the R, I can understand that. Like, that would have the whole venue down. But everything else, I didn't get any what I can't do. Like, I don't think they even had that talk with me. So I was just, I don't know if when we seen it, I seen the stream. Like, they didn't really bleep none of my words, nothing like that, and unless I'm missing something. But no, I was full throttle. I was full creativity.
In fact, there was I'm not going to call it a conspiracy theory, but there was like an acknowledgement that during the face-offs on the first round, when Diz started talking about white privilege and all that Twitch cut the stream. And I didn't even see any clarification that there was like tech issues or anything happened. But it was like he started going all like weird conspiracy theory, political, and then he went white privilege, and the stream just gone, dead. And that's when the conversation started, that people were like, oh yeah, but it's Twitch, and their terms of service say you can't say XYZ. And like this whole thing blew up where people were like, oh, fucking Twitch, you can't say anything, it's bad for battle rap. But I feel like personally, I feel like it's been fine.
I mean, I did see, but I don't know if that was, I think I seen that with you guys where it say you got to leave out racial stuff, like racial slurs or racial stuff like that. I didn't see Diz's face off, so I kind of missed that whole little wave. But if it's racial during the time we're in right now, I get it. It makes sense. But I didn't know that they cut his stream off and all that. I had no idea of that. But I remember they did say something about racial. But I didn't dig into how deep it was, and he said white religion and all that. I didn't know. I had no idea.
I mean, I think it's a perfectly reasonable thing for anybody to say, but I think here's another thing. If you're not overly familiar with Twitch as a platform is just like stupid specific with all of their terms of service. Like they literally like, you can say this word, but you can't say that word. And like, that's where it came from. Like it wasn't King of the Dot. It wasn't anybody else working on production. It was literally Twitch's terms of service being like, you can't say racial things. And like, that was where some of the like questions came. I'm like, why'd you pick Twitch? And then, you know, after like 10 seconds of the first event, they were like, okay, well, this is a little better than caffeine in terms of production value. So maybe we're a little mad, but we can't be that mad.
Yeah, they I mean, I think it's cool. Like I wasn't familiar with Twitch before this whole little thing. So it's for me, it's like I said, it's brand new. It's been cool so far. I had no issues with it. Everybody held up they side of the bargain. And I'm just rolling with the punches now, man. Like I ain't got much to harp about. I'm just going in ready for war.
Yeah, and as you're ready for war, you're concentrating on your division right now. But you look at these other divisions. You see these other sharks coming for you, right? They're circling you. Who stands out as strong contenders in some of the other divisions? And it's a two-part question, I guess. Who are some of the people that you, not so much a challenge, but you think it'd be really fun to write for, and you think it'd produce a fun thing?
I think everybody in the rest of the tournament is going to be fun to write for. To be honest, I've been looking at the brackets, because the winner out of me and Clone is gonna face Dizaster or Thesaurus, and it's like I'm having a ball writing for Clone, and it's like y'all might give me Dizaster or Thesaurus. What?
Like, and what
like, I'm gonna have a
dude on that one for you?
You said what? You said what difference?
No, I'm not asking what different. I'm saying like what difference planning in terms of style for Dizaster versus Thesaurus for you at that point.
Way different. Way different. Like because Clone gonna be a different set. And then going into Dizaster and Thesaurus, because honestly, if I make it that far, I'm going to LA because the last two or three battles in LA. So then I'll be
you can't talk like that. You don't mean if you make it that far. Come on now. You gotta speak this shit into existence now.
You know, I'm just hoping for the best, man.
he's a family man now. He's humble.
Yeah, man. I'm just hoping for the best. I'm gonna put my best foot forward. And I'm gonna be prepared. I'm definitely gonna be prepared. But yeah, if I get to LA, that's a different crowd. I've never rapped in front of an LA crowd.
For real?
And I can.
Never?
I've never been to LA. Never.
That's fucking shocking to me.
I've been to Vegas. I've been to Vegas, but I've never been to LA.
I've been to Toronto, but never been to Vancouver. Yeah, no, that is actually very shocking to me because you're by all means you're a vet in this shit. So I figured, like you even had a battle in Dope Flop, didn't you, over in England?
Yeah, I Don't Flop was in Atlanta.
Oh, that was in Atlanta. Oh, okay.
That was in okay. A-Hat was in Las Vegas. And there was a couple of different.
This call
but
is now being recorded.
I've never been to LA. I always want to go to LA.
Shit. So now you got a reason.
If I get there next month, it's gonna be some shit.
Now you got a reason.
If I get there.
So forget just next month, but like overall, forget who you want to battle, who you got to work the hardest for, who you got to write for on short notice. Just in general, who do you think the dark horses are in each bracket?
Who might make it through the top and nobody expects?
Yeah, like dark horse. Like who's the underdog? And overall, but like or in each bracket, however you want to approach it.
I mean, I feel like I'm a dark horse in this current bracket, in my current bracket.
I knew you were
and I kind of enjoy it.
Wait, y'all were battle of the night, if we're being frank here. And you just happen to be a little bit more smooth than Brixx. But, I mean, we'll see what happens moving forward based on who you get. But I feel like in your battle that you had, like, that was pretty clear cut. So that was not a dark horse scenario.
But nobody expected that.
Yeah.
Nobody expected that.
Yeah. I can agree with what you're saying there, Hayes. And the thing that's cool too is like a guy like you could be battling Dizaster with Thesaurus in a few weeks. Now, would KOTD make if they were doing a regular event ever make you versus Dizaster? Probably not, right? So it's cool how these matchups can be made, right? Like there's a lot of opportunity. The Frack Dizaster thing, obviously, I mean, I'm so sick of talking about the controversy about that shit. But if Frack would have advanced, fucking, you know what I mean? He's the guy that beat Diz, and now, I mean, he would have faced the Thesaurus again, which we saw recently. But it gives people these opportunities. You get to see these battles that would never be set up any other way.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm having fun with because. Like, I would never, based on politics, I wouldn't see a lot of these faces.
Yep.
If we talking, no, I ain't gonna get into that. But based on politics, I would never see these faces But now I can
You
I
can't
can
leave us
be in
hanging
the
like
ring with him
that.
next month. Huh?
You can't leave us. You cannot even start talking and be like, no, never mind.
Yeah, man. I'm working on certain things, but yeah, based on politics, I don't think I would have seen certain faces. But now they can actually see, or I can actually see them in the ring, and it's just like, what would I do with that, with an opportunity like that? Like, what would I do with an opportunity to make $50,000? And that's how I'm starting all my raps. Like, what do y'all think I'm about to do in this next battle? And no one has any idea what I'm gonna do. They still don't. I'm loving it. I'm having a ball with it.
I mean, is that kind of the best place to be in, though? Because I feel like that's the best place to be in.
I love it. I have a ball with it. Like I've been on Underrated for a very long time, and this is the first time I've actually enjoyed it. Like Clone is the top dog right now. I'm loving it. Like, you the top dog, enjoy yourself. I'm loving it. And then people have no idea how I'm gonna come.
I mean, I do have to say that, as Jason said earlier, like, love Carter, who doesn't, right? Nicest guy on earth. But I wish, even though Clone killed it, I wish we could have seen Clone against a Carter that was 100% on point, or anybody else who was on point as well. Like, I feel like there's like a mini funeral in my feelings about, like, I didn't get to see what I should have seen. So anyway, the point being is that, like, Clone obviously torched him, but I would have liked to see that happen against somebody that didn't have so many stumbles and so many issues. So anyway, that being said, we're gonna let you roll out of here. I know you got shit to do. You do family night with your family, or movie night with your family. But the most important question of this entire evening is, what is the movie?
Now, what is that? Antebellum, Parabellum, some shit that just came out.
You're just saying words. Come on.
What's this shit called? Antebellum.
Dude, if you knew how bad I was at movies, you would laugh at me even asking you this question. But I was just curious.
Oh, yeah. You want to hear something? She's never seen Rocky 4.
Kill yourself. I've never seen any Rocky, but please die in a fire anyway.
What kind of American hasn't seen Rocky 4?
But you've seen Bad Boys, though. So you go with me with Bad Boys.
Bad Boys is my shit. That's not the point.
Yeah, it's but yeah, man, I've been chilling, man. Just getting ready for this next round. Like, it's a big stage, so I'm gonna have fun with it.
Nice. Before we get out of here, everybody make sure you follow Family Man Hayes on Twitter, Family Man Hayes on Instagram. Is there any other things that we need to plug, shout out, make sure people pay attention to?
Just Family Man Hayes, man. Follow, man. Talk to me, I talk back. If you support me, I really appreciate it, man. Like I said, I'm trying to build a fan base one at a time. Appreciate you guys having me, man, reaching out. And I definitely appreciate it.
So everyone, make sure you tune in on Twitch every Sunday to watch the KOTD Grand Prix battles go on. For Family Man Hayes, for Amy Barton, for Kirill Kasatskiy, I'm Jay Kelly. This is The Building Downtown, and we out. Peace.
The Building Downtown. Building Downtown. Building Downtown. Building Downtown.